question was this when we're talking about flag football beginnings, right? I want to know like how did that like with the CBL thing? Can you give me a little? And you touched on a little bit, just a little bit of CBL history, just a little bit. I don't need a lot because I remember you touched on it.
Right. So we started in what 2010. CBL started in 2010. It was 6 of us running the league. And it started off. We started with I'm gonna say 15 teams. I believe was our first season. And I remember the meeting we had when we were gonna start CBL when we were officially breaking off from ITZ. We brought some teams in. We brought Dynasty in. Dante was a part of Armageddon, so we brought Armageddon in. Me and Keisha was a part of Storm, so Storm in. So we like, hey, we want to do a league, blah blah blah, and the infamous Ashley Marshall, so from Dynasty. I remember we was in the meeting with him talking. We downtown talking at the meeting, and he just at the end of the meeting like, man, what if I gave y'all the money right now? Is it a go for the league? And we didn't even, we wasn't prepared for that at all. Like we were like, well, I mean, we actually went in the corner and talked. Like, let's figure out, can we really do this?
Wait. Are you telling me that Ashley Marshall fronted the first ever season of CBL?
No, he was the no. He was the first team to pay.
Okay. Right.
He was the first team to pay. Him and Magic was in the meeting, and they dropped the I want to say $800, $900, whatever it was back then.
Shit, that's like the same at the time because that's the premier team in flag in the city at the time.
Right. So once they said it, and then we knew Armageddon and Storm was on. That was the top. That was 3 out of the top 4 teams in the league. So we knew we had the top of the league, and we were like, well, we're gonna just see what this do, and if it worked, it worked. The first season, that first spring season, we had 15. Now ITZ was still going on. The second season, I remember we had our meeting, or had our registration, teams paid and everything, and we got a phone call. I remember I got an email like 3:00 in the morning, and I remember it was from a team from ITZ, like he just canceled the season. Can we join CBL? And we went from 15 teams to like 27 teams overnight. And that's when we just started taking off from that point. Like we weren't ready for that growth at the time. We needed another year really to get ready for it. But I mean, we took it on head on, and it made it what we were at the time.
What was the most amount of teams you ever had at CBL? Because like I said, like my first year doing my first, I think I did the clock for maybe like a full year, which is 2 seasons. And I promise you, I think it might have been somewhere between 40 or 50 teams. Like that shit was crazy.
44 was the max.
That's
44. I want to say the summer of 13 or spring of 13, one of the two.
That's crazy. So, I want, because we're gonna have some people listening who have absolutely no clue about Chicago flag football, its history and how it started, right? So, after your 6-year run with CBL, you guys had like you said, a 5-6 year run. CBL ends up dissolving, right?
Correct.
And then Absolute Athletics ends up being birthed, which is what you have now. But talk to us about the bridge from CBL to A2.
So the bridge, to some people, I'm gonna be honest with it, it gets a little gray.